Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome to a new video, a new series actually, a Toronto Maple Leafs franchise mode. Now, this isn't the actual audio, this is a voiceover because the audio did not work. It did not save in this recording, so I have to do an overview of it. So basically, I am doing a franchise mode just to kind of like end NHL 19. So I did it with a franchise team, the Quebec Nordiques, but I'm going to be picking like the Toronto Maple Leafs to play with just because I find it's pretty interesting to have franchise team, but you play for a different team than the franchise team. It makes it kind of interesting, so that's what I went for, was the Quebec Nordiques. But yeah, like NHL 20 is in a few months, and I kind of thought like, oh, why not do this? So that's what I did. That's what the whole Leafs video that I just did was all about. So I'm just trying to think what else I'm gonna really include in the series. But this episode is really just gonna be the draft. So we're continuing. The Nordiques are going to be in the Atlantic Division. So once we put that in the Atlantic Division, probably just gonna sub Detroit out, you know. Here I literally went over every single team by their overall. Now that I watch back at it, it looks kind of annoying because I was talking about like how the team's overalls may affect it. But like overall, I find the Western Conference was pretty evened out, and then the Atlantic Division, you can see like Ottawa Senators, they suck, and then Metro Division evened out as well. So overall, I think it's gonna be evened out. Of course, the Nordiques overall was pretty low as well because they did not have a good expansion draft, I believe. But I haven't looked at what they got in the draft, or no, wait, what am I saying? So the draft is going to be coming up in a little bit. I was kind of going here in the career, what's going to happen. So owner mode is on, and the salary cap is also on. GM firing will be turned off. CP trades on. Player morale on. Morale meetings off. Just because I don't want to deal with that. Fog of War on. Assistant coach at lines. And yeah, there I made a mistake. Continue. Good. So the overview, I was editing all of this, and I said the gameplay sliders will be edited off camera just because I don't want you guys to see me just playing around with the sliders. 5-minute period length. I know it's going to be long episodes, but I find 5 minutes are pretty realistic. So here I was kind of going over, like, making sure everything was good. Fog of War, show overall, just so we could, like, see, see, like, every player's overall that is actually exact, so that we know, who to get or whatever. So here I was just editing a few season stats, or season stats, or some stuff for the season. Or for the career, I guess. So here, yep, I do that. I'm going to be playing it times after times. So next episode will probably be a long episode because we've got re-signing phase and free agent phase, pretty much the hot off-season episode, which will take so long because there's just so many contracts to deal with and all of that. So that's one thing that I'm not really excited about because the contracts are just honestly insane. Alright, so this next title screen here, Advance to Expansion Draft. So, basically, I have to put my picks that I want, and I will explain that in a minute. So we advance a day. Welcome to the Toronto Maple Leafs organization. You will have to submit a list of players you want to protect from being chosen in the upcoming expansion draft shortly. So I'll be keeping an eye on your choices. We'll chat again in a few months about the X-Men franchise in particular. So yeah, that's just what that is. So we're going to be keeping some players. Of course, some players are automatically kept. So Riley is going to be first one. Muzzin, Kadri. I believe I said Gardner is kept. Yep, Marlowe, Brown, Heinze, nah, he's too old. Kept Ennis, if I'm not slow. Joris, I don't think I kept because it was at 8 skaters. So then the final player was the goalie, Frederick Anderson. And at this point, I was kind of explaining, normally they're just going to pick Garrick Sparks because probably the best player that they could really pick. And I do get pissed off because Sparks is not. If I said Anderson, I'm sorry, not Anderson. But Sparks is like an amazing goalie for the AHL, sometimes even back up in the NHL. Here I was kind of going through the draft lottery results quickly. So the top 3, Ottawa, Quebec, and the New York Islanders via Calgary. So yeah, that's the top 3 picks. I can tell you that Quebec had a great draft. Or no, they didn't. Never mind. They had a terrible first round pick. Like, absolutely terrible. So you guys will see that soon. So sim to the expansion draft, you guys can see Sparks ends out getting picked, which I get pretty pissed off about because he is a great goalie, but I couldn't protect him. So that's what happens. So we get into this draft. The first draft as a GM for me, not in in first draft in 2018. Since I got signed. There we go. First draft since I got signed. You can see, Ottawa comes out huge, 83 overall, and then Quebec ends up picking a defenseman, which I never pick a defenseman because their overall suck. And then you can see they just got shot out of there. Oh, they did terrible there, and I feel so bad for Quebec. Because personally, I would rage out of my mind watching that 66 overall in the second overall pick. So, this was my turn. I think I had an interest. Actually, yeah, I was going through here. None of these guys really were that good. There was a medium elite, but he's a defenseman, and honestly, defensemen, they suck. They honestly suck. And there was a centerman here that was... Wait, I missed the center. Okay, no, I got back. I was like, wait, I missed the centerman. No, he was a 60 overall. Wasn't too bad. And then I kind of simmed just making... Wait, why did I... Oh, yeah, I was looking for that defenseman because imagine if I would have went for that defenseman and he was 55 overall. So that's why I didn't go for him because the defensemen's, their overalls are terrible. So that's why I didn't really go for that defenseman. I saw a few medium elites, but they're defensemen, and honestly, I already knew they're gonna be terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, I went down a little further. I saw the centerman, top 9 forward. Basically, I think I got him, or I don't know. I think I got him. Yeah, the second pick, yeah, I got him. He was 59 overall, he could grow. He could grow to be better. And I think this one I didn't go for centerman because I already had 2 centermans picked. So I went for a right winger. You can see a medium elite. I would have went for him if I didn't really get anything else. But a high elite, that's actually pretty good. His overall, I believe, is 58. Or no, 60 overall. So that was a good pick. He's probably going to grow better. So I really expect this team to advance in a little later. But I was kind of looking through these guys, trying to find who, and then I found another centerman. So I'm pretty pissed about that because there's so many centermans that are good, but I don't want to just pick centermans in the draft unless I could trade them. I think I forgot what I was doing here, but yeah, I kept on going down trying to find a better guy to pick, and then I kind of like, nah, there's no good potentials. So it was one out of these two, and I picked the centerman. Or no, I didn't. I went down further. Sorry, I really can't remember this. I was like, I didn't want to get another centerman, so I continue going down. I found this top 9-4, but he's not gonna be that great. And then I kept on going down, and I found this high bottom 6 forward, interested in, and I made the pick. At 58 overall, you know what? That's not too bad. Even if he's a high bottom 6, he'll be fine. So here I just start guessing, and I'm like, okay, I might as well go for defenseman. 54 overall. That's why I'm scared to take defensemen, because I'm scared it's just going to blow me off there. And this trade, I really did not enjoy, because I'm giving up a 5th round for a 6th round and 7th round. Just terrible trade. Just terrible. So I declined. And we go on in the 5th round to make a pick. And that's who we pick, and he's 51 overall. The first guy I regret to pick. And it was this 7th round, I believe this is, where I kind of try to go smart here in trying to pick a guy that's really going to work out. And there's only 2 guys left that were like good potential, because the rest were all AHL potentials, which honestly sucks. So I went for the centerman, and he was 61 overall, so great luck to me. And that was the end of the draft. So here I was kind of showing, alright, these are my guys that I drafted. No, I don't find they're that great, but we're gonna get in the playoffs. Hopefully you can compete for the cup. I hope. So here I kind of went through. I was like, all right, well, let's kind of have a look at our contracts and see who we're gonna have to sign in the off season. So all expiring, we've got Marner, Gardner, Kapanen. Oh, yeah, I think I was explaining how there's so many guys I have to sign. So, basically, I was explaining which guy I'm gonna keep or not. But I was talking about the RFAs, how I can easily just qualify them as an RFA. Just so, because if you qualify them as an RFA and no one picks them, and they're like really low, no one picks them before the end of the off season, they'll just sign like a random contract with you, and you get to keep your money, so you don't really get to waste your money on them. So I found that was cool. So yeah, I was kind of having a look here at who we could possibly get, and all UFAs, like these guys, I was saying who I would sign or not. All the RFAs are eventually going to get signed, most of them. Some of them may not. But I was saying Marner, he's my top one to get in the free agents, because I cannot sign him in the re-sign-in phase. That's just how it's going to be, sadly, but that's going to have to be in. Hutchinson needs to be re-signed. I just don't have enough money for Marner. So I was looking at the unsigned guys. There's just no one available at the moment that could really be called, or not called up, but get signed. So I was saying, these guys may grow up to something. And I kind of went down here to the guys that I drafted. I was like, maybe they'll work out. But yeah, we're pretty much getting to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.